Have you ever heard the story of a woman who gave everything to love, only to be broken by the ones who should have protected her? Gather close, my friend, and listen. For this is the story of Vera, the barren wife. Vera was a young woman from Enugu, gentle and beautiful, the kind of woman whose laughter could melt a man's anger. At just 23, she married Richard, a handsome man from Imo State, who swore before God and man that he would love her until his last breath. Their wedding was the talk of the town, the bride radiant, the groom proud, and the air thick with blessings. Everyone said, "This one will last forever." And truly, in the beginning, it did. Their love was sweet, full of giggles, stolen glances, and whispered dreams under the night sky. Vera was a virgin when she married him, and Richard treated her like a treasure. Every morning, she woke to his kisses. Every evening, they prayed together for a home filled with laughter and the cries of children. But years passed, and no cry came. Not even once. At first, they laughed it off. God's time is the best, Vera would say. Richard would hold her close and nod. A child will come when God wants. But as months turned into years, the laughter faded. And in its place came whispers, then insults. Richard's mother began to change. Her eyes grew cold whenever Vera entered the room. His sisters mocked her quietly, pretending to greet her, then spitting behind her back. Soon, even the neighbors joined in. They called her the barren wife. Still, Vera remained patient. She prayed harder, fasted longer, visited churches and hospitals. She endured countless tests, injections, herbs, doctor's visits. Each time, the doctors said the same thing. "Madam, you are perfectly fine. Your womb is healthy." Vera would return home relieved, only to find Richard distant, avoiding her gaze. When she begged him to follow her for medical tests, he refused. "Vera," he said one night, his tone sharp, "I can never be the problem. My father had 7 children. I took after him. So don't ever suggest otherwise." Her heart sank. And from that day, she carried the burden alone. Richard's family grew bolder. His mother cursed her openly, saying, "I warned my son not to marry a girl from Enugu. Look at her, 10 years, and not even a miscarriage." Vera cried in silence. Each tear was a prayer, each prayer a plea for mercy. Richard, though kind at first, slowly changed. He stopped touching her. Stopped looking at her the way he once did. And soon, he stopped coming home altogether. Then one morning, the unthinkable happened. Richard's mother and sisters arrived at the house, with bags and fury in their eyes. They shouted, packed Vera's belongings, and threw them out into the street. "Leave our brother alone," they screamed. "Go back to your barren family." Vera knelt on the dusty ground, crying, "Please. I did nothing wrong." But they slammed the door behind her. For 3 days, Richard never came. Not a call. Not a word. Nothing. So she gathered what was left of her pride, wiped her tears, and went back to her father's house. Her parents received her with open arms. Her mother held her tightly, whispering, "My child, you've done your best. Some pain is not meant to be carried forever." 7 months passed. Richard never showed up. But one morning, as the sun rose over the red earth of Enugu, Vera's father sat her down. "My daughter," he said gently, "you're still young. Don't bury your joy because of a man who never saw your worth. Start again." At first, Vera refused. Her heart was too broken to love again. But time, like a river, keeps moving. One day, she met Nelson, a man from Anambra. Kind eyes. Gentle voice. A man who saw the woman behind the scars. He didn't care about her past. He only saw her heart. They began courting, slowly, carefully. Nelson made her laugh again. He reminded her that she was still beautiful, still worthy. One afternoon, she visited him, as usual. The air was calm, music low, hearts full. One thing led to another, and for the first time in years, Vera gave herself fully, not out of duty, but out of love. When it was over, She lay in his arms and whispered, "I don't need protection. Everyone knows I can't get pregnant." Nelson looked at her and said softly, "Then maybe I'll be the one to change that." Weeks passed. Then one morning, Vera noticed something strange. Her monthly flow was late. She waited a few more days. Still nothing. Her heart began to race. No, she told herself, it can't be. But by the second month, she could no longer ignore it. So she went to the hospital, the same one that had once told her she was fine. Minutes later, the nurse returned smiling. "Congratulations, madam," she said. "You are 2 months pregnant." Vera froze. Then screamed with joy, loud, unrestrained, trembling laughter mixed with tears. She ran home barefoot, shouting, "Mama! Mama! I'm pregnant." Her mother dropped her broom, covered her mouth, and cried with her. They danced, laughed, rolled on the floor, praising God. 10 years of shame, gone in one miracle. Her mother said gently, "You must tell Nelson." Vera nodded through tears. "Even if he doesn't want the baby, I will have it. I've waited too long for this blessing." She went to Nelson's house that same day. When she told him, he jumped up, lifted her high, and kissed her forehead. "I told you, my love," he said with tears in his eyes, "your womb is blessed." From that moment, they began preparing for marriage. But first, according to tradition, her family had to return Richard's bride price. So they traveled to Imo State, to face the family that once threw her away. When they arrived, they were told Richard had remarried. Vera smiled faintly. "Good," she said. "Then let's end this properly." As they sat, Richard's mother frowned at her belly. "Are you pregnant?" she asked sharply. Vera nodded. "Yes. I came to return what belongs to you, and to show you that I was never barren." The room went silent. Her mother-in-law's face twisted in disbelief. Her sisters-in-law stared, speechless. Even Richard's younger brother looked away in shame. And in that silence, Vera found peace. She handed over the money and turned to leave. As she walked out, her father whispered proudly, "Your vindication has come, my daughter." Back home, she was celebrated, her story spreading like wildfire. But in Imo State, the truth began to unfold. Months later, Richard's new wife gave birth to a child that looked nothing like him. Rumors spread. A test was done. And it was revealed the baby was not his. Richard's world shattered. He sent the woman and child away, broken and humiliated. And for the first time, he understood the pain he had given Vera. Some people must lose you before they learn your worth. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and follow for part 2. Where Vera's miracle grows, and her past comes knocking.
The moon still remembers the woman called Vera, and the wind still hums the melody of her courage. Months had passed since her world changed, and now her belly had begun to swell, round, full, and alive. Each morning, her mother rubbed her back gently, singing songs of thanksgiving. The neighbors who once mocked her now greeted her with smiles. Whispers floated through the village, so she was never barren after all. Vera would sit under the mango tree, one hand resting on her belly, whispering to her unborn child. "You are my miracle," she'd say softly. "You're proof that God never sleeps." Chike, her rock, her laughter, her tomorrow, watched her with love too deep for words. He made sure she ate well, walked carefully, and rested often. In his eyes, Vera found peace, something she had prayed for all her life. But sometimes, peace can make old memories rise. One quiet evening, as the sun melted into gold, Vera stood by the window and remembered Richard. His betrayal no longer hurt her, but she wished, just once, that he could see her now, whole, radiant, blessed. Her mother noticed her silence. "Let the past rest, my daughter," she said. Vera smiled. "I've forgiven, Mama, but forgetting, that's another story." Time rolled on, and the whole compound buzzed with excitement as her due date approached. Women sang, children danced, even old men nodded proudly. They said, "Vera's God is alive." Then, one starry night, the cry of labor echoed through the house. Pain came in waves. Her mother held her. Chike prayed, trembling. Vera pushed, screamed, and pushed again. Until, at last, the cry of a baby pierced the air. A baby girl, perfect, beautiful. Vera wept, clutching her clothes. Every insult, every night of humiliation, gone like smoke in the wind. Her mother fell to her knees in praise. Chike kissed them both, tears streaming down his cheeks. The entire household erupted in song. They named her Chizarim. God has consoled me, and truly, he had. Weeks passed. Vera glowed brighter than the morning sun. Little Chizarim grew fast, bright-eyed and full of life. Sometimes, Vera would hum softly as she rocked her to sleep, whispering, "My miracle, you made me whole again." But life has a strange way of testing the healed. Just when Vera thought her peace would last forever, the past came knocking. One hot afternoon, a car stopped at the gate. Her mother called from outside, "Vera, someone is here to see you." She wiped her hands and stepped out, the sun catching her smile. And there he was, Richard, thinner than before, eyes sunken with regret. For a heartbeat, Vera froze. The man who once broke her stood before her again, humbled and lost. He bowed his head. "Vera," he began, his voice trembling, "I came to apologize." The world fell silent. Even the wind stopped to listen. Vera stared at him for a long moment. Behind her, little Chizarim giggled in her grandmother's arms. That tiny sound sliced through Richard's heart like truth itself. Finally, she spoke. "You didn't believe me, Richard. You left me when I needed you most." He fell to his knees. "I know," he said. "I was proud, blind. Please, forgive me." Vera's eyes softened. "Forgiveness is easy," she said quietly. "But forgetting, that's the lesson." He looked at the child, tears pooling. "She's beautiful," he whispered. "She looks like you." "She's called Chizarim," Vera replied. "God has consoled me." Richard nodded slowly, voice breaking. "Indeed, he has consoled you, and corrected me." Vera placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Life isn't punishment, Richard. It's correction. Learn from it." Then she turned and walked away, leaving him kneeling in the dust. The strong woman he once broke had now become his mirror of redemption. That night, under the soft glow of the moon, Vera whispered to her sleeping child, "Never let the world define your worth, my daughter. The same people who mock you today, will one day witness your glory." Peace filled her heart. For the first time in years, she felt free, not just from pain, but from the need to be understood. Her past was behind her, her miracle, asleep in her arms, and her story was only just beginning. If this story touched your heart, don't scroll past. Like, share, and follow for the next chapter.